A very good morning, everyone. My name is Aman Sharma, and I welcome to everyone who has connected or will be getting connected to this webinar of or in the Oracle Users Group uh, North India chapter. We're waiting for our speaker, Rohan Walia, to connect, and hopefully would be starting soon. So if you have connected, just stay connected and we will be starting the webinar very soon. Hi, Rohan. Are you connected now?
Yeah, uh, let me share my screen.
Okay, sure.
Can everybody see my screen?
Yeah, it's coming up.
Who's all on the call? Aman, Deepak.
Yes, we are on the call. We are over here. Yeah, we can see your screen, Rohan.
Okay, okay. So let's get started, right?
All right. So
Okay,
over to you, Rohan. I'll not take much time. We have already spent about 15 minutes, so I'll
yeah,
just give it to you, and we'll be on the mute. Over to you.
sure. Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for joining in on Saturday and for this event. And we'll be going ahead with this small session. So this session is basically introduction to Oracle Public Cloud, Cloud Portal, and provisioning. And uh, going ahead with the agenda of today. So we'll be discussing something about the cloud. I know that there's a lot of buzz everywhere. Cloud. Everything. Every company is going to the cloud thing, and every project, and you all must be, in your teams must be hearing, yes, we have to go to cloud and everything. But what so I will not be going into the theory part today, right? So we will do some general discussions around the cloud, what very short and precise discussion, because there are a lot of material which Oracle is publishing, and maybe Amazon and IBM, all companies are publishing about the cloud. So you can find it all over on the LinkedIn, Twitter, everywhere. So we will do a very general discussion on cloud, what actually it is, and what is a how IT is going to the cloud. Then it's all demonstration. So I managed to get some credentials for Oracle Public Cloud website, and we'll be getting into it, and we'll be having a look and feel of what Oracle Public Cloud portal is. Then we will be seeing what the dashboard is, because now when we go to cloud, everything is as a service. So we don't have to install anything on our premise. So everything is on our cloud. So there's a dashboard from where you can access various services, which I will be discussing and showing you guys. And then we'll be seeing, as you must all be knowing, that Oracle is coming out with a lot of services on the cloud. So to start with the basics, we'll be seeing the basics one, and the basics one is, as we all know, that the database is a backbone of every IT company. So today in this demo, we'll be seeing how do we create a database instance on the cloud, and then we will see how we can provision that database instance uh, on the cloud. So yeah, I know we have a lot of database experts like Aman, Deepak, and everyone on this in this session. So if I'm wrong, because I'm not very much into database, but as we know that database is a backbone. So I wanted to start the session, this series of this session for creating a database instance on the cloud. And next, after that, the next session I will be covering how we can create a JCS Java cloud service and deploy our application. And because when we deploy a Java application for database access, it requires a connection to a database on the cloud. So for having JCS and deploying our application on Java Cloud Service, so there has to be a database set up on the cloud and ready to access. So we'll be starting today with the database as a service cloud demo. Okay, so yeah, as I discussed, that there are a lot of services, BI as a service, mobile as a service, I don't think you can figure out, you can think of anything as a service, which is Oracle is coming out with their offerings. But the backbone, I think, as we are developers, and for the developers point of view, the backbone is still the DBAS and JCS, right? So here's a architecture diagram, how GCS and then database as a service are being deployed on a cloud infrastructure. So if you see on the top left, we have the cloud oracle.com. That is basically a cloud portal. That is heart of everything. Uh, you can configure everything. You can configure your database instances, your WebLogic Java WebLogic application server instances, where you deploy your WebLogic, where you deploy your Java and ADF or SOA applications. Then we have identity control management, because there is whenever we create a cloud account on the cloud.oracle.com, our credentials are associated with a particular identity domain. So all the users and everything are going into the identity domain, which we used to create, on premise. And then we have so on coming to the lower part of the diagram. So the left hand side, the cloud portal, my services, my account. So when we go into the cloud.oracle.com, this is the my services and the dashboard, which we'll be taking a look in the demo, right? So this is what is the portal from where you access all your services which are you subscribed of, because there is a subscription charge which Oracle charges from the users for. So maybe we can have a Java Cloud Service, Oracle Backup Service, Oracle Database Service, and then in the middle we have the Java Cloud Service instance. So basically, Java Cloud Service instance is nothing, is just a WebLogic server which is on the cloud. So now when you apply for Java Cloud Service, so you can create an instance of WebLogic server, and WebLogic server, it basically creates a domain where one is administration server and one is managed server, and you can deploy your EARs, which is Java Enterprise Archive and Web Archive files on that instance on the cloud. And coming to the right hand side, the identity domain, as I said, that whenever we create account, it is by default added to the identity domain, and then we can add new users to the identity domain. And then, as I discussed in the previous slide, all the application EARs and wards, they basically access the database. Now, since they are already deployed on the cloud, they will be accessing database as a service on the cloud, right? So for JCS to work, any application, there has to be database service which is already up and running, and all the database objects should be in the database service. I think this is a pretty high-level architecture of JCS and DBAS, and this is not a deep dive, right? And then going further, yeah. So there are a lot of things, right? Why cloud? Why cloud? Why you want to go cloud? I just want to summarize a little benefits of the cloud offerings, because this is what you whenever a new project comes into your LOB line of business, so there are some decisions which are being made, that why that should we go for the licenses, should we go for database license, should we go for WebLogic license. So these are the things which at that time maybe you or your decision maker management, they can have in mind while making a decision. So, so first of all, the first and foremost thing is instant gain access to the infrastructure, right? So mostly when we start a project, we buy licenses for the database, we buy licenses for WebLogic, and then we say, okay, now we have got the license, then we download it, and we install it, and we assign some persons, to install it, to tune it, to make it available to the dev and test teams, and everything. So it takes a lot of time and a lot of money, right? And also I have seen some of the projects where you buy licenses of some of the products, but you seldom use it. So I've seen in one of my projects, we were buying licenses for some a middleware product like BPM, but we haven't used it, we haven't used it a single time in our project. So it was a waste of money, right? So So instantly gain, you can instantly gain, and also there are scenarios where you want to test something, right? So maybe you're migrating from 11G to 12C, but you want to, test your application first, whether it's working fine on 12C or not. So you can gain easily. You just have to, create a account on cloud, and you just have to subscribe to a service, and you can easily gain the infrastructure, and you can it's just right up to it. I think it gets provision in less than 1 hour, and you are all set to start your testing on the new 12C database. And then we have elastic CPU and memory. So yeah, so when you buy the license, you also need to have the hardware, right? So the hardware, so you don't know how much memory, how heavy is your application right now, because earlier it might be, for dev and test, it requires less memory and less CPU, right? But when it starts growing, when you start testing it with multiple users, it has to have more memory and more CPU, right? So that we need to order, we need to buy it, and then we have to set it up. So all things is you can do it by cloud offering. So cloud. So next point is this only. So we can scale up and scale down based on requirements. So what does it mean is, suppose today you require only one CPU for your application, right? But maybe going further, there might be some more load. The application becomes which consumes a lot of memory and a lot of resources. Then you can scale up your hardware. So you can scale up your CPU and the RAM memory in the hardware. Right? So there is no need to buy license. You just have to pay you pay as you use. Right? Whenever you use it, there will be a meter which will be going around, ticking around, just like your electricity bill. Right? Whenever you use, how much you use, you get the bill out of it. You get the invoice out of it, and it's the same case when you use the instance, the services, the database, as well as any services. The meter will tick on, and you will get the invoice at the end. And you can do the backups to the cloud and everything. So there are a lot of services which are integrated with each other. So we'll be taking a look at it. Right, so I will do. So it's enough of the slides, I think. Yeah, because these slides, there are large number of versions of the slides which you can find on social as well as Oracle sites, right? So what I will be having taking a look here, that I will be pausing the slides, and I will be going through the cloud portal, right? So if we go to the cloud.oracle.com. So this is what is Oracle Cloud platform is. So Oracle is coming up with a software as a service, platform as a service, and social marketing, social media as a service, right? But today, since we are talking about DBCS, you can apply a 30 days trial account from here, right? Else you do a sign in. Okay, and so when you do a trial account, right? So you get some information as where your data center is, what are your domain ID as well as. So I have got an account, and I can do it. So whenever you select your data center, right, it asks for your identity domain. So this identity domain you get when you register an account with Oracle Cloud. So once you register your account with Oracle Cloud, you will get this identity domain information. So for me, it is like this. So after we log in into the cloud portal, right, we get a dashboard. So this is the dashboard where you actually, you can see what are the services which have been available with you, right? So if you see, these are the services which are available to us, right? So Oracle Storage Cloud. So Oracle Storage Cloud, Oracle Compute Cloud, Database Cloud, Backup Service, Java Cloud, and Developer Service. So I want to share right now is, so whenever we get a service, maybe it's a database as a service or a cloud or Java as a service, it builds upon the infrastructure, the IaaS, which we IaaS layer, which we say is compute cloud. So compute cloud is basically the IA infrastructure as a service cloud, which actually has what we were discussing about CPUs, and the network bandwidth. Everything is taken care by the compute cloud, right? So I will see that these are the basic services which are developer service. I will be taking it in the next session, where the whole life cycle of the Java development is on the cloud, where we can check in, check out everything. There is a SVN which is maintained on the cloud. We can do a code reviews, everything, every whole the life cycle, software life cycle development cycle is being done on the cloud with the developer life cycle, developer service, right? So Java service, as we discuss, the next session will be on the Java cloud service, where we will see how WebLogic server instance can be used to deploy our Java applications on the cloud. And this Java service basically will communicate with Oracle Database Cloud Service. This is what we'll be looking today. So when we see this, okay, we know that okay, we are having Database Cloud Service with us. So what we do is we just go ahead and do service console. So service console is basically, it's a heart of the thing. It's a thing where we can actually see which are the instances which are available to us. So it will take some time. Okay, so these are all the instances which are actually with us, and so this is the place where we can actually create some of the instances, right? So if we want to create a new database, okay, a new database instance, so this is how we do it. And how to do it: when we click on create service, it will ask us this service level. And so yeah, so database cloud service, when we create a new database service, it comes in the two flavors, right? One flavor is database cloud service. So it is pre-installed software on the cloud VM, right? So what it does is it basically gives you all the installed database, uh, pre-configured. You don't have to do anything, right? There is a very good cloud tooling available for backup recovery and patching, right? So it is all done for you. The second option is virtual image, right? So in that thing, you have to do everything, right from installing the software on the VM and everything, tuning it, making it available for everything, and there is no tooling available for this. So mostly what we recommend is we should go with the database Oracle Cloud Service, because it is what it will be value for us. We don't have to do anything for it. So the next is billing frequency. That depends upon the company, how we need it, whether hourly or monthly, right? Then we go to the next. So here what it asks is it asks what is the release which you want to do it. Whether we want to have the database on 11G R2 or 12C R1. So currently these are the two databases which is being supported by Oracle on the cloud. So we can anyhow, we can anytime select any of these two. So we'll be going with 12C1, the latest one, and the next. When we do is next, right? So these are the three options which are available with us. So it can be either Enterprise Edition High Performance, or Enterprise Edition Extreme Performance, right? So 11G also has a standard edition, but 12C we doesn't have enterprise. We doesn't have a standard edition. So if we move our things, right, so we can actually see that what are the database offerings which we do. what are the different versions. So if you go to there is a developer guide also, which will tell you what are the differences between these three editions, right? So enterprise extreme performance, I think there is a support for rack as well as data guard, but enterprise edition we don't have. So I'm a little bit not sure on this, but yes, it is there on the developer guide, which we can see and we can recommend to anyone we can know and we can recommend it to any of the person. Then if we go with the enterprise edition, we go on next. This is the place where we have to do the things, right? So this is the place where we will be doing service configuration name. So this is a name which will be seen on the dashboard, database service name, right? So suppose we give it as demo, right, a description, and here is the thing, right? I was discussing with you that you can scale up and scale down, right? So scale up and scale down. So this is what your infrastructure as a service comes into play, the memory and the CPU. So by default, the lowest one is OC3. This is one Oracle CPU and 7.5 gigs of RAM, right? So this is the lowest one. So this is the one which we can play around for the startup. But when we go ahead, when we go ahead with the project, when we go ahead for the testing, there will be a lot of load on the database. So this can be selected right now. This can be set as default and can be increased once it is created. Can be increased anytime depending on your requirements. So this is what the beauty of cloud is, that you can scale up and scale down anytime depending on your resources, right? And then we have, this is okay. So this is SSH public key. This is very important, right? SSH public key is basically we have to generate a set of public and private key. Right, I have a blog post on it, and I can share on the same forum that how do we generate public and private key using the Protigen, which is open source free tool which we can download. And after we create a public and private key, we have to use a public key here for creating a database on the cloud. This is because we need to have security, right? Because when the biggest concern, which with all when we move to the cloud, is security. So, so just as a basic security for access for authorized client access to this cloud service is the use of public and private key. So public key is what we give it when we create a database, and private key is what the client will be using for accessing this service, right? So if we don't have the private key, we cannot access it. So we have to give a public key. We can browse it and we can do it, right? This is a public key and this is private key, right? So I'm not doing it right now because I will not be creating an instance. I will just show how we can create the instance, and then I can show you the already created instance for you, right? And by default, we can do a database storage, total database storage size. We have to give the administration password, uh, the SID, which we will be using for connecting to the database. And this is we have to define a PDB name, pluggable database name. I guess people in the session are very well versed with PDB and all CDB concepts, right? And then we have to give this is so yeah. So the left section is over. When we go in the right section, backup and recovery configuration, right? So so there is a service offering from Oracle, which is called backup service, Oracle backup recovery service, right? So that is basically we can use the database backups and we can store it over there, right? So we can, if it is already set up, that service, we have to give the name of that service here and the username and password to access that service. If we don't have, we can do it local storage. So if you do it local storage, it will not ask anything, right? And there's also option of none, right? So after this, we just have to do a next confirmation, and it will be all started. So if we go to the dashboard, right? If you go to the dashboard, if we see this, the demo 12C, this is how it will be getting created, right? So it will be having one node, right? One's OCPU. The memory is which is we defined the scale, the lowest scale with one Oracle CPU and 7.5 gigs of RAM, right? And this is how it will be getting created. Okay, so when we do it, so here is the basically the service name, right? The demo 12C, which is the database name which gets created. It has a public IP, it has a port name, everything, the PDB name, right? So here's the thing. So when we see what how cloud help us is we can start and stop this database at any time, right? You must be thinking, okay, this is only a development database. Our development team comes morning 9 a.m. and goes out at maybe 8 to 9 p.m., right? So we can start at 9 a.m. and we can stop it at 9 p.m. We don't have to pay the charges after 9 p.m. till 9 a.m., right? This is what the beauty of the Oracle database on cloud. And we can also do a restart, and this is the one which is very important, which one I was telling you, that we can scale up and scale down the service, right? So this is the one which we created, right? Which we created as the basic one. What we can do is once we get a load on the database, we can increase the Oracle CPU as well as the RAM. Okay, and just on the one click, we are all set. We are all one click. We have installed. We have installed a new CPU. We have added a new RAM. See, if it is being done on premise, it is going to be a hell lot of time, right? So this is what the beauty of this is. So these are the something which we can use to to create to connect to the database. And one more thing which I wanted to show you is, so so as we all know that Oracle comes out with a lot of patches, right? So there are a lot of things which we need to patch, and which we there are sometimes which there are sometime when there are sometime when we might have to roll back a patch, right? So we now no need to download, upload, and install a patch on the database, right? We just whatever the patches which will be available for 12C, they will all be listed here. Okay, so we don't have to do anything, any download and any application of the patch. Whatever the patches which are there for 12C, they will be available here. You just have to go and do apply. Currently, there are no patches for this instance, so we don't have it. We just have to go there and we have to do apply patch. Just have to click apply patch, it will be applied. Suppose there is something which goes wrong, right? We have to do a rollback of the patch and it will be rolled back. Right? So yeah, so yes, so I think that's pretty much for the Oracle database of the cloud. So I wanted to give this brief about the database of the cloud as a service, because my main focus will be on the next session, which will be uh, on Java as a cloud, where we will be seeing how we can actually deploy application on WebLogic, which is on the cloud, and how, because since every ADF as well as Java application, it requires to have a communication with the Oracle database. So we will be seeing that we will be setting up. We already have set up a database instance on the cloud. We will be setting up a WebLogic server. We will be deploying the application, and it will be accessing database which is on the cloud, right? So yes. So I guess yeah, that's it for me. I think I was able to give you a good demonstration on the portal, as well as how we can scale up, scale down the database. Uh, Over to you, Aman.
Thanks a lot, Rohan. And that was a very nice presentation on the Oracle Cloud. I hope it is going to be productive and useful for everyone who is going to view this presentation later on when we're going to put it on our YouTube channel. And I believe for any kind of questions and for any kind of doubts regarding this presentation, anyone can send us a mail. We have our email ID, AIOUG.nic@gmail.com. And Rohan will be available for any kind of questions, answers, or doubt clarification on the same email ID as well. So I believe we will be concluding this particular webinar right now, Rohan.
Sure, sure.
All right then.
Thanks,
So
everybody. Thanks for joining.
thanks Deepak, thanks Rohan for connecting, and thanks to everyone who was viewing this or who is going to view this later on. We are going to go offline now, everyone. Thanks a lot and have a happy weekend.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you.